Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Yes.
On this day, in 1947, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. And today, all around Major League Baseball, they honor Jackie Robinson. And it is time for baseball, as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Kansas City Royals in the second game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Paul O'Neill and David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees won the first game of the series, and the Yankees always say, you hit home runs, you're going to win games. They hit 4 home runs, they won the game.
Well, I mean, their offense last night was a home run. There was no doubt about it. It was all or nothing. Jazz, who's been kind of struggling, but back-to-back games with home runs, his 6th of the year. And Grisham, he's shown up swinging the bat this year and swinging it well going into the seats. Ben Rice, he continues from the leadoff spot to do really good things. And Austin Wells, why not? Just a golf shot down the line. 4 home runs, 4 runs, and a win for the Yankees.
All right, this is the Yankee offense. Only the Cubs score more runs per game. The average 5th. Home runs, 32. That's the most. OPS, .844. That's the best in Major League Baseball. So the Yankees now will try to make it 2 in a row, and they turn to their ace. That's Max Fried, coming off an absolutely stupendous start against the Tigers.
Yeah, it's enough about hitting. Let's get to the main source here. And the pitcher's best friend is certainly getting the ball on the ground and certainly getting double play balls, and Max Fried's been able to do that, but he can also miss bats. He's a lot quicker than you think. He can do it a lot of different ways, including that beautiful Koufax-like curveball, but he can throw it 95, 96, and then also pull the string when he needs to. Max Fried, a true ace.
And he's part of a very small club now, guys with a 2.0 ERA or lower and 20 strikeouts through the first 3 starts with the Yankees. Rudy May did it in 74, El Duque in 98, and Max Fried has done it this year. Well, 78 years ago today, Jackie Robinson changed professional sports. He also changed the world. That's how seismic this was when he broke the color barrier. Meredith Marakovitz talks to the Yankee captain, Aaron Judge, about this. That's next on Yes.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Yes, as we celebrate the life and legacy of Jackie Robinson. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. Several Yankees players were asked during spring training if they could have dinner with one person, past or present, who it would be. Aaron Judge emphatically said Jackie. When he joined me for BP All Access earlier today, I asked him what he would ask number 42.
I'd ask him a lot of questions, from baseball stuff to off the field stuff, really just I think the biggest thing was his mental toughness. This game is hard enough, and to deal with what he did, during the games, away from the field, traveling, and then to still go out there and perform the way he did and be so inspiring and, have his legacy still live on till this day and beyond. It's just incredible. He's one of a kind of human, and yeah, I'd have a lot of good questions for him.
And all players around Major League Baseball will be wearing number 42 today. When I asked Judge what it means to him to wear that number, he said everything. He wouldn't be here without Jackie. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by David Cohn and Paul O'Neill. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Back here at Yankee Stadium, the Yankees have taken the field. Max Fried has finished his warm-up tosses, and here's the lineup that he's going to face. Garcia, Witt, and Pasquantino at the top of the order. Perez, Massey, and Renfroe in the middle, and the bottom third, it's Melendez, Fermin, and Biggio. They'll face that guy.
Max Fried on the mound tonight. He's ready to go, Paulie. I mean, he's already done his warm-ups. He's got his pitch comm going. The umpire's holding him back. And we'll take a look at the Nissan pitcher scouting report for Max Fried. And ace is the place. That's exactly where he is, especially with Garrett Cole down. Where would the Yankees be without him? Revved up like a deuce. I'm going to get into that a little bit more, a little musical reference.
Yes.
That's in reference to his curveball. He patterned it after Sandy Koufax. It's good. And really, it starts with number one. I think his fastball is better than you think. Two-seam, four-seam combination. And if you look at his fastball run value over the last couple of years, it's pretty high. It's a lot better and more effective than he's given credit for.
Well, they are holding him up to throw the first pitch. That's Trip Gibson, the home plate umpire. And now he gives him the okay. So he got out there early, warmed up quickly, but they still have to wait till 7:08.
7:08 start tonight.
Garcia ready, Fried ready. Let's do it in the Bronx. First pitch inside, we're underway. Well, the problem for the Royals has been their offense. Let's see what they could do against Fried. David gave you the numbers: 2-0, 1.56. Royals are 8-9. Yankees are 9-7. The 1-1. 2-1. Garcia with 2 home runs and 9 ribbies. The team, the Royals, have 9 home runs on the season. Trip Gibson's behind the plate, considered pitcher friendly, calls more inside strikes on lefty batters and more outside strikes on righty batters. He's in his 13th big league season. The 2-2. Upstairs, Ryan Blakeney, the first base ump, Junior Valentine at second, and Marvin Hudson is over at third.
Well, Garcia here at that full count, a guy you do not want to walk. 37 stolen bases last year and only 39 attempts.
Ground ball to third. It's Peraza to Goldschmidt. 1 away. Take a look at the Yankee defense. Dominguez, Bellinger, and Judge left to right in the outfield. Infield, Peraza, Volpe, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. That's third to first. Wells behind the plate. Ben Rice, the DH, and Max Fried is on the mound. There's Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt was 2 for 4 last night. The rest of the Royals were 0 for 25 as the Yankees won 4-1.
Yeah, those are the only numbers we throw up on Bobby Witt tonight. I'd be surprised. I mean, his numbers just are unbelievable. He is one of the stars of baseball, no doubt about it.
Grounded, Peraza. Took his time, and Witt's hustling down the line, but they got him. It's time now for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, Cody talked about it. Ace in the hole. Max Fried is your ace. Very important that you win when he pitches until you get this pitching staff in order. In the right time, Royals just not scoring runs right now. Second few in baseball. Only ahead of the Colorado Rockies. You got to take advantage of the teams you're playing that aren't playing very well, and bombs away. We saw it last night. 4 home runs last night in the Yankee offense. Are they ready to take off again? We'll have to wait and see.
There's Vinny Pasquantino. You figure a big, strong guy, you're going to be able to strike him out. He has a very low strikeout rate, 12.3%. That's the 9th lowest in Major League Baseball since 2022.
Off to a tough start, hitting 207. You remember last year, he was a huge part of their offense. Drove in 97 runs, I think, in only 100 games.
Fly ball left field, Dominguez will make the play, and Fried retires the Royals in order. Kansas City, nothing. The Yankees coming to bat. Hall as the Royals have taken the field. Now we'll take a look at the Yankees starting lineup that will face Michael Wacha, Ben Rice the DH, right fielder Aaron Judge, center fielder Cody Bellinger hits third, cleaning up first baseman Paul Goldschmidt, Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second, Anthony Volpe at short. Bottom third of the order has Wells, Dominguez, and Peraza, and as you saw in the top of the inning, Max Fried is the starting pitcher, and with that scoreless inning, his ERA drops to 1.47. He's 2-0 on the season. So this is the pitcher that they'll face, Michael Wacha.
Yeah, veteran right-hander, been around the block, knows how to pitch a little bit. 0-2 on the year in his 3 starts, and 8 walks a little high, and the 11 strikeouts a little low for him normally. And let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report, give you a little more information. His best pitch is that parachute changeup. I mean, a true like swing and miss pitch, but it also makes him tougher against lefties and righties, a reverse split. So righties do a little more damage on him. In his Yankees history, he's got a 3.26 career ERA against them.
Ben Rice leads off, and the pitch is inside, 1-0. Wacha usually keeps the ball in the park, 0.89 home runs per 9 innings. And the Yankees are trying to hit the ball out of the park, 1-1. Ben Rice has done it, 3 home runs last 5 games. 6th highest on-base percentage in the American League. 3rd highest slug in the American League. Right back to Wacha. 1 away. Let's check out the defense for the Royals. Melendez, Garcia, and Renfroe left to right in the outfield. Infield, Biggio was in right yesterday. He's at third today. Then Witts at short, Massey at second, Salvador Perez at first, Freddie Fermin is behind the plate. Pasquantino, the DH, Waka is on the mound. Now, this is a strange stat. It's hard to really explain. Aaron Judge has really struggled in his career against Waka. 1 for 21, no extra base hits, and 12 strikeouts. Make it make sense, Paul.
Well, you say when you're due, you're due. So maybe the nights you turn the things around. Think about sooner or later you start to feel how a pitcher goes about getting you out, because there's no reason to change if you continue to get you out. So you try to make some adjustments in that way.
What would he have, David, that would give Judge trouble?
Straight righty on righty changeup. You know, that's the one pitch. You know, Aaron Judge has done such a good job of laying off of breaking balls out of the strike zone. Everybody tries to get him to chase that pitch, but that changeup almost right down and in has been hard on him.
Line to right field. Renfroe on the run. Well, there's a hit. Judge rounds first. He's going to stop right there as Renfroe fires in, and Judge with a one-out single.
Well, back to the exit velocity, Coney. That was 108.5, and that's why this ball gets over. We talked how it gets through the infield on ground balls. Well, that's how this gets over the head of the right fielder. Just a bullet. Hit it so hard, he ended up getting a single.
Renfroe misplayed that a little bit. He went sideways and then went back, and it was just too late. Because as Paul said, on the super shot, that is smoked.
Bellinger with a fly ball to left field. Coming on as Melendez makes the play. Hustling back to first is Judge as Melendez fired to Perez. Bellinger now 1 for his last 14 with 7 strikeouts. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Came into the game with the exact same average as Judge, but Judge with that single jumps up to 377. Goldschmidt at 367. 0-1. One on Goldschmidt. Paul uses his timeout.
You notice how the veteran players use their timeouts much more. The younger players, this is just the way they've learned to play baseball, where the older guys are used to taking their time. They'll use their timeouts a lot more.
I used to stare in the stands.
Yeah.
Had 66 big league hits, though.
I was going to say, you could hit a little
66.
bit. Used to go the other way a lot.
Slap.
Weren't a dead pull hitter, Coney.
Runner goes. Foul back to the screen.
Well, jokingly, I think Jazz said that he had Aaron Judge.
That's catcher interference. As Goldschmidt swing touched the glove of Fermin.
Judge was often running. Jazz has tied him in home runs, and you see that this, catches a catcher's glove, catcher's interference. But Jazz was a couple ahead of him in stolen bases, so maybe Aaron Judge is going to go to try to catch him.
You got a little thing going on.
Yeah, might as well.
Well, that scored catcher's interference, so an error goes to Fermin. First and second, 2 men out. Here is Chisholm. Part of an 8-way tie with 6 home runs, most home runs in the majors.
You notice the pants Jazz is wearing tonight? Like an homage to Jackie Robinson right there.
Yeah, very nice. I thought he wore Judge's. I didn't know. I couldn't figure it out.
And Paul, I think what you were referring to, Jazz Chisholm Jr. all spring training had been telling me he is going to be the MVP this year, and he said he wants to go head-to-head with Judge with home runs and stolen bases. A new stat when you combine the two. He expects to be ahead. When I asked Judge about that today on BP All Access, he said, well, we'll have to see about that. It looks like I have some running to do.
High fly ball right field. Renfroe toward the line. And he makes a terrific play in foul territory and avoids running into the wall to retire Chisholm. No runs a hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We played one here at the stadium, 0-0. Game parlay. Will Max Fried record 6 or more strikeouts? Didn't have one in the first inning. Great look at Lower Manhattan. Sal Perez playing first base today, hitting cleanup. Been in a little bit of a slide lately. Last 8 games, 4 for 27. That's 148. 203 overall. Perez's 14th major league season. Obviously, we know him as a catcher, but he does a really good job defensively at first base as well. It was a final season of a 4-year, $82 million deal. The team has a $13.5 million option for 2026, which they'd likely pick up. Fouled away.
Now, believe it or not, Sal Perez grew up a shortstop. And still to this day during batting practice, as you look at some of his career franchise ranks.
These are the leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers.
With that body type, they kind of move you away from shortstop, huh?
Yeah, he's where he belongs now. He actually plays pretty well at first base.
Yeah, he's a good defender and all around good baseball player. There's no doubt about it. We went over last night. I mean, he's definitely got Hall of Fame numbers. 7-time All-Star, 5 Gold Gloves, 5 Silver Sluggers, an MVP of a World Series and a World Series champ in 2015.
1-2. Tipped into the glove of Wells, and Perez down on strikes. Perez is saying the ball bounced in the dirt, and Wells is showing, hey, there's no dirt on this.
He called it a foul tip. He called it hitting the ground. There's no way you can see that. It's the old shoe polish trick, right? You used to polish your shoes, and you have to show the ball, see if there's any polish on it.
Looked like it kind of changed direction, but it would have been just like cue shot right off the end of the bat. Can't tell there either.
Missed the back door.
Well, it clearly hit the dirt. The question is there. Did it hit the end of the bat?
If it didn't, then it's a strikeout.
Yeah.
If it did, he's alive. So they said it did, and Wells is saying, no dirt, no dirt. Fly ball right field. And it's also probably showing there's no mark from the bat. Does the bat always leave a mark on the ball?
Not always, but if it's cued or something, it can leave a little mark or a scuff. I mean, you look at the bat, the barrel of the bat, the ball leaves marks on the bat where you foul it off. Those are, you know, the ink spots from, you know, the signatures and the label of the Major League Baseball. Not too many bats, unless they're brand new, that don't have that, you know, the blue smear marks from the ink on the baseball.
Michael Massey takes outside 1-0.
You know, Hal McRae, former Red and great Royal, used to say that he swung a black bat because he thought that the outfielders couldn't get a good jump off the ball. It was harder to pick up off of a black bat.
You know, that's funny you say that, because I used to think it was so cool. George Foster, another Red, used a black bat, so I thought it was so cool. When I got to the major leagues, I tried it, and it's like, for some reason, it was like I lost the bat when I was swinging it. So maybe there's something to it. It just never worked for me.
1-2.
Boy, that two-seamer that he features a lefty, that was the toughest pitch by far for me to hit. The two-seamer from a lefty, barreling back in on you.
And the pitch, swing and a miss. There's Fried's first strikeout.
That's the value of a 1-2 punch, right? The two-seamer previously, and now you're going to go away with the four-seamer and add a little bit at 96. You don't think he has good velocity? You think he's a pitcher? No. He can ump up when he needs to, and that is right on by at 96 miles an hour with the four-seamer.
Here is Hunter Renfroe.
You know, Connie, if you think about it, there's a lot of guys in the major leagues with great stuff. And then there's a lot of guys that are true pitchers that try to use the inadequate stuff to be. But, you know, Fried is one of those guys that has both. Knows how to pitch, has great stuff.
Right field, on the run is Judge. He can't get there, it's a foul ball. For that kid, man. Oh, good job.
I'm glad we didn't take the camera away from that. We got the whole story there.
Good job. Absolutely. And the kid said thank you. Oh, perfect. I can't write it better. Foul back to the screen.
Well, Renfroe, one of those guys they brought in to really help this offense. You know, he's had a couple years in his career where he hit 30-plus home runs, but just off to a horrific start at 128, no home runs. They're waiting for a lot of these guys to turn it around offensively.
1-2. He's always hit lefties well in his career. Has an 842 OPS. As Paul mentioned, 5 for 39 overall. He did exercise the $7.5 million player option for this year. He's a solid player, but he's had 7 teams in 7 seasons. Strike 3 as he goes down looking. Another strong inning for Fried. He retires the Royals in order, and Aaron Judge has another friend. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. By Tunnel to Towers. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org. By Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. And by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Jackie Robinson calling it a career. After the 1957 season, made the Hall of Fame in 1962. (1956). The 1-0. Grounded softly to third. Biggio gets Volpe. So Jackie made his Major League debut on this day in 1947, batting second and playing first base. He was 0 for 3, scored a run. Brooklyn won 5-3. In 2004, Jackie Robinson Day was established. 2007, some players wore number 42. 2009 was the first time all uniform personnel wore 42 on this day. And it's a fitting honor. Because not only did he change baseball and sports, but had an impact on this country. Much more than just sports. Austin Wells hits one deep to right center field. On the run is Renfroe, and he makes an excellent catch for the second out.
Yeah, off the bat, this was off the wall or in the bullpen, but Renfroe ran it down. Hunter Renfroe, over his career, has been a very good defensive player. It's 74 outfield assists since 2017, with leads the major leagues. Had a great arm, runs this one down well too.
Yeah, he's got a cannon for a throwing arm, and that is a nice play on the run.
There's Jason Dominguez. Hits one sharply and through for a base hit. Dominguez, Yankees' second hit. A 2-out single here in the second.
One thing about Dominguez's approach is that he can work or walk, but he's also aggressive. So it's that good blend for a young hitter that he's ready to swing. First pitch curveball, go down, dig it out, hit it hard, find the hole.
That's really a good sign too from a young hitter, that you hit a first pitch curveball, because you have to be able to adjust to the curveball, and no hitter goes up there looking for a curveball first pitch. You're always hitting off the fastball.
Oh, 0-1 on Oswald Peraza. And a strike from Walker.
You saw Aaron Judge earlier in motion, and you would love to see the Yankees start to use their speed, but you got to be very careful here. With Fermin behind the plate, last year he led all the major league catchers, 45% throwing out base stealers. The average is 22, so he has doubled what a normal catcher would do, throwing out runners.
Massey throws out Peraza. That'll do it. Yankees strand one, and we're going to the third. take slow for an answer replay. We go back to Game 1, 1955, the World Series. Jackie Robinson steals home. Yogi Berra did not agree. And to his last day on this earth, Yogi would always say he was out.
He would sign that photo. There's a photo of that, and Yogi would sign it. He was out. Exclamation point.
What a career for Jackie Robinson. Rookie of the Year, MVP batting champion, world champion, 6-time All-Star. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1962. Melendez takes inside.
He said baseball might have been his third best sport. Jackie Robinson.
Oh, is that right?
The heck of an athlete, football player. Really every sport.
High fly ball, center field. Bellinger back, turning, looking, see ya. Into the Yankee bullpen. Melendez with a long home run, and it's 1-0 Royals.
That's Melendez's first of the year. He came up as a catcher, and he was a big time prospect. 2021, he led all of the minor leagues with 41 home runs. And he just has not brought that to the major league level, but he did right there.
Well, he's got some pop, and he just showed it.
Here's Fermin, and a strike.
That's a sound, Coney, you didn't like on the mound, huh?
No. Give me whiplash.
High fly ball, right field. Judge. 1 foot on the warning track. 1 away.
Oh, it's right out in front, right off the barrel. Max Fried knows.
That's a long one. It's almost 430 feet out there in the Yankee bullpen.
You ever do that, Coney? Say, hey, that's my fault to the catcher?
Yeah, throw it down the middle. Yeah, it's not where I was trying to throw it.
Kevin Biggio takes a strike. Cavan was on 4 different organizational charts last year. DFA'd by Toronto in June, then he went to the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Braves, and played in the majors for the Dodgers and the Braves. Biggio down on strikes.
Blinded by the light.
There you go.
Grabbed up like a deuce. There it is right there.
It's Manfred Mann, isn't it?
Manfred Mann. Actually, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's a good curveball. I don't know why, and I'd like your opinion on why that big overhand curveball kind of left the game for a long time. Everybody went to the slider and the cutter.
It's a hard pitch to master and throw for a strike. But Max Fried has talked about modeling that curveball when he was in his youth after Sandy Koufax, who had a great one. Brooklyn Dodgers, teammate of Jackie Robinson. But Sandy was as good as anybody at throwing gas and then that big, true 12-6 hook. So many names for a curveball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yacker, Yellow Hammer.
Don't forget Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie.
You know Uncle Charlie, Michael?
I don't have an Uncle Charlie.
You don't know him then.
My dad was an Uncle Charlie to my cousins.
Yeah.
There's a story behind that. I think that wasn't that the president of Harvard back then who didn't like baseball, and Uncle Charlie was a reference to him, kind of a dig at him.
Wow.
I think.
Oh, really?
I think there's a story behind that. Yes. Way back when. So Uncle Charlie was a dig.
Slow roller, charging Peraza, and will not make the play, and a base hit for Garcia.
Well, Peraza knew he only had one option, and that was to barehand this ball, and still don't know if you're going to get him at first base, but just couldn't come up with it. You don't realize how hard that is with the spin on the baseball to grab that and keep it in a throwing position. And looking back, I mean, did anybody do it any better than Scott Brocious? Great at barehanding the ball, and he used to work on it. And I would see him over there, coach 6-8 feet from him, hitting him little fungos, and he would just barehand them.
You know, yesterday we spoke about where Gotham came from. And so many people held out on social media. Washington Irving wrote a story calling New York City Gotham, and it was not a compliment. It was kind of pejorative. Fly ball right center. On the run is Bellinger, and he's not going to get there. Hits off that wall. Plays to Karam. Rounding third and heading home is Garcia. The throw is cut off. So it's an RBI double for Bobby Witt, and it's 2-0 KC.
Well, Bobby Witt does what he does, and that's just drive the ball all over the ballpark. He pulled a home run last night and just rifles this ball into right center. But a tremendous read by Garcia, knowing and trusting that this is over his head, scores easily from first base. Again, we talked about it last night, so level through the strike zone, and he just uses his whole body, legs, torque, everything, just to drive the ball.
Beautiful, beautiful swing.
One and one to Pasquantino. Witt picks up his 8th ribby of the year. And a strike. 1-2. Three hits for Kansas City. All this inning. Swing and a miss. Down goes Pasquantino. But the Royals scored 2 on 3 hits with 1 man left. Time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture is of Parker. Loves coming to the games here at Yankee Stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. So Michael Wacha has a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. That'll be the top of the Yankee order. Rice, Judge, and Bellinger. Wacha, 33 years old, 13th big league season. Had a terrific season last year, 29 starts, 3.35. was a free agent, but he agreed to a 3-year, $51 million contract. Team option for 2028. And the Royals GM, J.J. Piccolo, said keeping Walker was their #1 priority this offseason. Fly ball, shallow left center. Melendez makes the play.
I think you're going to see a lot of that coming forward. I mean, Walker obviously has a great changeup, but Ben Rice has shown that he can hit the fastball, especially on the inside fastball. So you're going to see a lot more breaking pitches. That was 3 consecutive changeups and that at bat.
Judge had a single in the first inning. High fly ball, right field. Renfroe, 2 outs. Anyway, that single for Judge gave him 2,199 total bases, and that tied Elston Howard for 25th on the franchise list. Talking about Jackie Robinson today. Elston debuted 70 years ago yesterday. April 14th, 1955. He was the Yankees' first African-American player. Here's Cody Bellinger. Oh, 1. Bellinger 1 for his last 14. That one is drilled to right field. Renfroe will make the shoestring catch and stumble, but hold on for the final out as the Yankees go down in order. It's time for the Audi Electric Moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today. We spoke about this the previous inning. Elston Howard, such a great player, his number 32, retired by the New York Yankees. He broke the color barrier in the Bronx in 1955. And all he did was win and carry himself with grace and class. Perez hits one deep to left center field. And that's going to be in there for a base hit. Splits the outfielders and it goes to the wall. And Sal Perez leads off the 4th with a double. The resume on Elston Howard: 14 big league seasons, Yankees and the Red Sox. 4-time world champion, won the MVP in 1963. 12-time All-Star, 2 Gold Gloves as a catcher. Pretty amazing career.
Longtime coach, too. And a good one. highly respected.
Elston stood between Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson in that dugout at Fenway Park, and things might have escalated a little bit more if a big guy like Elston was not separating the two of them. The 0-1. Jazz Chisholm fields and gets Massey moving to third as Perez.
Well, if you're Kansas City, these are the things you're going to have to do until this offense really gets up and rolling, and that's move guys over, try to cheat and score runs this way. You just can't wait for guys. And Renfroe right here, we talked about his struggles. I mean, this is a big at bat. Infield in for the Yankees.
Inside.
You know, it's funny, you don't have to come in quite as much. You know, with Perez at third base, you get a little more time as an infield. So they're almost playing halfway with the infield in.
The 1-0. Right side. Wells and Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt makes the play as Perez stays put at third. Big out for Fried.
Anytime, Coney, you know it, anytime you can leave that guy on third base, now it's in your hands as a pitcher to get out of this inning. And good job by Goldschmidt. He went a long way, but that's a tough play for a catcher going over there, calling him off. Make sure you get the play done. Linda's coming off a home run last time up.
And there's a strike. Got to be honest, Paul, I think the Royals have a really strong eye black game going.
Is that it?
It just looks perfect the way they apply it. It's not even the tape.
A lot of time and effort put into that. Especially for a night game. I don't know what the eye black does in a night game. Hey, Bobby, what do you wear? I think we all need it.
Ground ball, Jazz Chisholm. So Fried works around the leadoff double and strands Perez. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-0 Yanks. Well, April 15th marks Jackie Robinson's historic MLB debut. Robinson's courage and determination in the face of adversity is as much an example now as ever before. Join baseball in commemorating Jackie Robinson Day and visit MLBtogether.com/42 to learn more. Bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Royals. Paul Goldschmidt leads off against Michael Wacha. Pitch outside.
I remember hanging around the batting cage all the time in Kansas City, and Buck O'Neill was always there from the Kansas City Monarchs, from the Negro League, and Jackie Robinson was part of that team. 1945, and they had a pitcher for hire that year too, named Satchel Paige. Pretty good squad, huh?
Gunslinger.
Yes.
Fly ball on the right side makes the seats out of play.
I don't know if I've met anybody in the game quite like Buck O'Neill.
Yeah.
You know, the way he could talk, how positive he was, telling stories.
They're storytellers in life, and I look back at, you know, sitting in the dugout listening to Don Zimmer tell stories, and you're right, just sitting there during batting practice, just listening to his stories, and
He just loved the game.
yep.
Two and two on Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt reached on a catcher's interference in the first inning. The veteran Waka deals. There's that changeup, 3-2. Another foul ball.
That's a changeup in the back of your mind when you just foul off a fastball right down the middle. It's because in the back of your mind you just saw changeup. Will he do it again?
Left field. Melendez. One out. Weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. It's 54, feels a little bit cooler. Chance of rain is 37%. Sorry, Paul. Humidity 46%. The wind is blowing from right field to left field.
We're getting the little side notes on the chance of precipitation now.
Those are for you.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Less than 50-50. We got to take our odds, right?
Here's Chisholm. 0-1. Biggio pulled way off the line for the lefty swinging Chisholm, and he thought about bunting that way. 1-1. Chisholm has homered in back-to-back games after going 0 for 24 before that first home run.
Good
2-1.
take. Good take right there.
I was thinking the same thing. He didn't jump at it, nothing. He saw it the whole way, and that's a changeup, you know, in a fastball count. Another good take, just a good changeup.
Yes. It's his secret sauce. He's got all the pitches, but it's predominantly fastball change is his bread and butter. And there's about 12 to 15 miles an hour difference at times between in terms of velocity. That's pretty hard, you know. You get up to 94 on it and 82 on the changeup.
2-2. 3-2.
Up to 95 on that fastball. He's also a little quicker than you think at times. He could add a little bit. Average Major League fastball in today's game, probably around 94 miles an hour.
Center field, Garcia back on the track, makes the play. Let's take a look at Michael Walker's arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Well, the four-seamer and the changeup, as we said before, are number one and number two, and the others are complementary. He's got a cutter, slider, occasional sinker, and he'll drop that curveball over for strikes early in the count at times. But it's really a front-to-back style, as we say. You know, speed it up, slow it down.
Here's Anthony Volpe.
Well, Coney, you were talking about it last night, and you know, if you look at the breakdowns on that, hitter's only hitting 200 off his changeup. So, you know, a normal person, well, why wouldn't you just throw it more? But if you don't show other pitches and you don't protect it, as you call it, then it's not nearly as effective.
That's exactly right. I mean, there has to be a little bit of a mystery involved. You know, that was Joe Torre used to say that. If you retain a little bit of mystery, it's a great weapon for a pitcher to have, and it's more on the mental side. I used to love to see guys walk back to the dugout shaking their head because that wasn't the pitch they were looking for.
1-2 on Volpe. Out of the gate, Volpe's first 8 games, he looked terrific. Coming into this game, his last 8 games, 0-83, and he rounded the third and the second.
You've seen a lot of, even, you know, you're in the bottom of the fourth here. You've seen a lot of just missed. Judge just missed one. Goldschmidt just missed one. So, and that's what it is about a fastball changeup, is you're just not on time with either.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Volpe down on strikes, and he's saying, why don't you ask the umpire? Tripp Gibson called him out himself. We go to the 5th inning. It is 2-0 Royals.
This is so much fun to watch.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Max Fried down 2-0 as we start the 5th. Fermin will lead off. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Royals order. And the first pitch dropped in there for strike. 72-mile-an-hour curveball. Royals 8-9. When you look at their schedule coming out of the gate, it's a tough schedule. They played mostly teams that made the playoffs last year, and those that didn't, other than the Rockies, well, they were close. And they've had trouble offensively. They have scored no more than 4 runs in 15 of the 17 games. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Two and two.
But we had a shot there, Michael.
And then when you look at the offense, the way the Royals are not doing it, they don't have home runs. And pitching is so good around Major League Baseball, people accentuate the home runs because it's easier to score that way than rolling together 4 or 5 hits in a row. It's just hard to do that in today's baseball. So 3-2 on Fermin. Off the glove of Goldschmidt. And it's going to be a base hit for Fermin.
Kind of in-betweener going to his right, off the glove, and Jazz has a good thing here. Just let it go. You didn't get a grip on it. Ball slipped out of it. Don't launch it into the stands and give him second base.
Yeah, almost a changeup off the bat. 72 miles an hour. Had a little spin on it. Jazz tries to save it, but really had no chance.
There's Biggio. He struck out in the third. Fifth hit for the Kansas City Royals. Yankees have 2. Royals lead 2-0. Biggio shows bunt. 1-0.
One advantage that Max Fried has is it's the best pickoff move since Andy Pettit in pinstripes. So he really has a good one. Can control the running game. Really hangs that leg. Reads the runner. Not that Fermin's a threat. Such a weapon. I'm so jealous of lefties all my career. I got a slide step. And
the problem is if you're running against a lefty, you can juke and jive over there and just try to keep because they're facing you. You don't have to draw a throw, but it seems like you were talking about last night. Anything to distract a pitcher can help.
Three and on Biggio. And a strike.
But to your point, Coney, I mean, to steal a base off of a lefty with a good move, it's almost just a guess. Because if you can tell me the perfect not balk or balk, it's so unscientific. You just have to guess and go on a pitch that you think he's going home.
Fly ball shallow center. Bellinger. One down. It's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevision. Made for your brain. 253, 255 home runs. You see the Ribbies, 2 All-Star appearances. Yankees in 1982. Bulk of his career with the Royals.
Pretty good player. 250 some home runs, huh?
David, those are your boyhood
right
Royals
in my
team.
sweet spot. Yes.
You got a smile on your face. You got it?
I just guessed it. Yep.
Wow. I'm drawing blanks over here.
Swing and a miss. Garcia down on strikes. 2 away.
Wow, you went from a leadoff single and a 3-0 count to now a man still standing on first base and 2 outs. He has really come back here.
Throwing a lot of strikes, 46 strikes to 20 balls and no walks, and Bobby Witt up and a dangerous hitter always.
Oh, and 1 on Witt.
You know, it was always said, Coney, that, and I don't know if you can think back, like when you face the best hitters in the league, do you feel like you made more mistakes trying not to make mistakes?
That's an interesting point because, yes, you can. You start to try to snap it off a little harder, and those are the ones you end up hanging.
Into center field. Bellinger right there. And he recovers after the leadoff single. We're halfway through. Royals up by 2.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It's great to catch up, Jamie. How's business?
Good. Are you up to speed with the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements?
Sort of. What's it about?
It's a new initiative to help fight crimes like money laundering, fraud, and drug trafficking. A lot of small businesses like ours just have to report some basic info to the federal government about the real people behind them.
Does that include my cafe?
There are some exemptions for certain companies, but don't worry. There's lots of guidance on the government's website about who needs to file. Check out fincen.gov/BOI. Filing is easy and free. It took me less than 20 minutes.
Looks like I do have to file. Thanks, Jamie. It's great having a supportive business community.
Reporting beneficial ownership information helps protect U.S. national security. Filing is quick, secure, and free. And it's the law. Learn more at fincen.gov/BOI.
Well, fans, the Yes app has moved to the Gotham Sports app, your new home for streaming live Yankees, Nets, and more. Free with an eligible TV provider subscription. Download the Gotham Sports app now and sign in with your existing Yes app username and password. Or visit GothamSports.com to get streaming. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the bottom third of the Yankee order. The Audi scoreboard has the Royals up 2-0. Royals have 5 hits. The Yankees have 2. We'll start it off with Austin Wells. You know, we talked about the importance of the home run. The Yankees, 53.5% of their runs come via the home run. Yesterday, all their runs came via the home run, and that's third in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers have the highest percentage at 60.8, the Angels at 54.7. And the Yankees with 32 home runs on the season, that's the most in the organization's history through 16 games. Wells had one of those 4 home runs yesterday.
You start seeing hitters out on their front foot, kind of leaning toward it. You know, that's a changeup, and all your weight transfers before. Even if you swing, you've lost a lot of your power by your weight not being able to stay back.
That's what the great Tony Kubek used to talk about. Take your legs away from the hitter. Just to what you're saying. If you can just get them out in front, then you lose a little power from your legs. And even though if you might be able to hit it off the barrel or square it up, you just don't have the juice behind it, and the ball doesn't carry.
Swing and a miss on that change. Wells down on strikes. Tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton expected to travel with the team to Tampa tomorrow to continue his rehab, and there is no timetable for his return. He's on the 10-day IL. Both elbows have been affected. It's strange, though, because he is taking BP off the trajectory machine, so he's facing upwards of 95, 98 miles an hour off that machine.
He's doing a lot of other work, too, as far as running, trying to get into, playing shape. But I don't think at this point of the season that the Yankees want to try to force anybody back until he's basically 100%.
But the problem is once you start a rehab assignment, the clock's ticking. And you only have so many days before you have to activate him or make a move.
Base hit for Dominguez. So he has 2 of the Yankees' 3 hits.
Well, if you look at the last 2 days, I think you're starting to see Dominguez both defensively and offensively. This ball, this cutter, just doesn't quite get in on the inside part of the plate enough And just a good solid swing. And you can look at his body side. He's strong. And when he's confident and starts letting it go, he's going to drive some balls.
Peraza lost one to center field. Garcia makes the play for out number 2.
So, Paula, you're Ben Rice right now. You know that you've been fooled by the changeup a couple of times. Third time up. What do you have? What's your approach right now?
I'm looking to go the other way because I feel I'll still get to the changeup and pull it. But, I don't want to be beat by the fastball. But I'm going to try to go the other way to stay in there just a little bit longer.
And he goes with the fastball there, 0-1.
And now as you step out, you're thinking, you know what, that's probably the only one I'm going to get. And I just watched it.
A veteran pitcher and a young hitter.
I think, to your point, Coney, I think hitters sit on pitches more now than they used to because of the analytics, the percentages that pitchers throw. So, we were taught to always hit fastball first.
Hits the changeup on a line to Perez, and that'll do it. We go to the 6th.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Okay. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop Spring Black Friday savings on GE Profile appliances. Sleek outside, dual dispense inside, and all-in-one laundry that can wash and dry in one machine.
So cool.
Get free delivery now at the Home Depot.
Ooh, I don't think they take that here.
Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past, baby.
You're the one who owns 13 pairs of parachute pants?
And these are my 14th.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Can you engineer a feeling? Is there a formula for bliss? Can a car do more than get you there? Can it move you? Questions matter, as long as you're asking the right ones. How we get there matters.
Hey everybody, Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Red Sox and Rays at Steinbrenner Field, and that's top of the second. Jarren Duran, his first home run of the season, is gone. Red Sox trying to battle back from losing 16-1 last night to the Rays. They've scored in all 4 innings. Alex Bregman, he is a triple shy of the cycle. Boston leading the Rays 6-2, bottom of the 4th, fellas.
Thank you, Bob. Padres have won all 11 home games, 14-3 overall record, 5-game winning streak. Vlad Guerrero, no home runs last 26 games, dating back to last season. And Shane Baz has done very, very well this season for the Rays. 27 strikeouts in 19 innings, sporting a 1.42 ERA. I believe that they will see him on Sunday or Saturday. 1-1 on Pasquantino. He is in line for Saturday, I'm told. Two and two. Got hurt at the end of last year, but then made it back for the playoffs where he struggled just a bit. is full.
He's a big old boy in there, isn't he? About 250.
It's so funny because he is so large. I mean, he's a big dude. But Aaron Judge was at first base last night, and I just happened to look down there. I'm just like, again, he looks like a little kid next to Aaron Judge, and he is a big guy.
Pasquantino swings and misses. He struck out twice against Max Fried, and we've told you that he's hard to strike out. And that's the 6th Yankee strikeout brought to you by Audi and the 2025 Audi Q6. Visit your local Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Yeah, he's got off-speed stuff going both ways. A slider away, curveball away, a changeup in. I mean, you don't see that a lot, lefty on lefty. That was kind of a unwritten rule, but you know, it's a workable pitch if you can control it to go down and in to a lefty.
Grounded foul.
I never really understood that, how you would tell somebody, a good lefty with a great changeup, not to throw changeups to lefties.
The old school theory was it's home run prone if you make a mistake, if you don't thread the needle with it. But
Fly ball center field. Now, I've heard that same thing, David, but isn't that interesting? If you make a mistake with any pitch, it's home run prone.
Very true. The old school theory was wrong in this case because you just, as Paulie said, you're not used to seeing it. You know, when there's not the platoon advantage, right on right or left on left, if you could throw the ball inside off speed, the hitter usually reads fastball. You can get him to yank a foul out in front, swing over the top of it.
Massey takes high.
That was a big turning point for me. The Royals had a catcher named Jamie Quirk, who caught me in AAA, kind of revamped himself, became a catcher, became a really good one, and told me, throw it down and in, throw that splitter down and in to right-handed batters.
That one's lofted into left field. Coming on is Dominguez, and he makes the play on the run for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th.
Hi, I'm Wayne from WB Mason. I'm here to see Chef.
We're all set. We don't need any paper.
Wait! We get everything from them. WB Mason has it all. Smallwares, flatware, pizza boxes, plates, receipt paper, uniforms, everything.
And it's delivered the next day free with no minimum order. We sell cleaning supplies, too.
Oh, fantastic. Because now we need a garbage can and some Bounty paper towels.
Who but WB Mason for your food service needs? Hey, Sweaty. Sweetie, you good?
Someone stole my Old Spice antiperspirant. Now I'm smelling like perspirant.
I did. For its 24/7 sweat protection.
You did this to my pits.
Or current eligible GM lessees. Get this low mileage lease on this 2025 Cadillac XT5 for around $429 per month. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you.
Thank you, Jackie.
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 Thank you indeed. What he went through when he broke the color barrier, the things that he had to withstand. And that was one of the things that Branch Rickey told him, that, you know, you're going to have to ignore these things, because Jackie was a tough man. And his first reaction would be to go back at these people. You can't. Give it a couple of years. And he had to listen to things and just plow forward. Judge takes outside.
And his wife, Rachel Robinson, was there every step of the way and carried on his legacy after he passed.
The 0-1. 1-1.
Many times, as she was on the field or around the ballpark, you'd listen and have to. She left an imprint. I mean, when you left, you felt like, wow, that was cool.
2-1 on the Yankee captain. Grounded up the middle. Will it get through? It's grabbed there by Massey. Throws to first. And Perez cannot come up with the scoop. He bobbled it, so Judge will reach.
Well, really good play by Massey to get rid of this ball quick. Perez thinks that he possibly came down with it, but it's going to go as a base hit if it's not turned around. Yeah, I think he caught it after Aaron Judge had already got past the base. See, it's in the air there. Yeah, he's safe. Good call.
Size 17 right in your super shot.
There's Bellinger. And a strike from Walker. So Judge, who came into the game 1 for 21 against Walker. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Cody is 0 for 2 against Walker. Fly ball to left, fly ball to right.
Yeah, it's starting to get late for the Yankees, and Walker has really have not had a lot of pressure pitches. This is an inning right here, with Aaron Judge leading off with a single, that you got to try to put somebody across the plate and make Walker stress a little bit.
Yeah, that's just 64 pitches, Paul.
Exactly. And try to pick up your ace too, Max Fried.
1-2 on Bellinger. Angel Zerpa, one of the 3 lefties in the Royals bullpen, is getting ready. Swing and a miss. Bellinger down on strikes. 1 down.
Well, we saw this last series. Late in the count, they try to go hard up to Bellinger. This is a cutter. Kind of stays there, but you see him underneath the baseball.
They're trying to go back door. Walker just kind of hung on to it a little bit and got away with it.
Here's Goldschmidt. One and 0.
Just love his approach. Goldschmidt looking to kind of hit the fastball the other way and pull the off-speed stuff. Stays within his approach. Very disciplined.
One and 1. One and 2.
It just looks like Goldschmidt's sitting off speed. A couple of fastballs in the zone, takes. Now you're in 2-strike mode.
Swing and a miss. Got the fastball by him.
That's smart pitching right there, Conan, because if you're a pitcher and you see a guy, kind of sitting on that changeup off speed, what do? You go fastball, but you kind of go out of the strike zone. And as a hitter, you're kind of fooled, so you leave the strike zone.
I could not agree more. Walker, the veteran pitcher, reading the body language, the bat. Goldschmidt never saw a changeup.
Strike to Chisholm. I think he thought that was inside. 2-1. Chisholm tied for the American League, or the Major League lead, with 6 home runs. Hits one here. It's a tie game. 3-1. Judge at first with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-0 Kansas City.
Got Volpe on deck. I bet he doesn't give in here. Probably sees the changeup. 3-1.
And there's ball 4.
He just wasn't going to give in right there. Especially with the 2-run lead. Get the platoon advantage here, even though he has reverse splits, generally speaking. The veteran pitcher not going to make a mistake there on 3-1.
Even though, he throws that changeup so much, he has confidence he can throw it for a strike if he wants to, right? You talk about putting a pitcher in a situation that he hasn't had, and he's just been cruising through this game. And now finally there is 2 outs, but you've got a couple men on and a big bat for Anthony Volpe.
Told that Tyler Soderstrom has hit a home run, so he now leads the majors with 7. So an 8-way or 7-way tie at 6 for second place. Here's Volpe. 1-0.
It's just the A's right now, right? No more Oakland, just the A's.
Just the A's.
Okay.
They don't have a home. They're just in traveling.
Did you see the other day when the Mets were in town and somebody got injured and they had the car come out on the field to bring the person, and it ran out of gas in the middle of the field. They had to push it. Oh.
The Athletics.
They've had many homes. Philly, KC, Oakland.
They broke our hearts in Kansas City.
Now, you don't remember. It broke your dad's heart, right?
No, it was my dad's heart.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. But
filtered down through the dinner table.
We eventually got an expansion team, and hence the Royals.
3-1.
It's a huge spot here for Anthony Volpe.
Crowd into it. Walker steps off, looks Judge back to second.
Second guess a pitch there, Coney?
Yeah, he's a veteran guy. He's calling his own. You see him push the pitch count, but he's up against the clock here. He's going to get he better release it. He's got 1 second. Steps off again because he knew. He almost ran out of time right there. So good presence of mind.
Mm-hmm. How did he step off twice?
He had 2 step-offs there.
Ball 4. And the Yankees have the bases loaded.
Well, what a decision. Go to the pen? I guess you do. If you want the lefty on lefty. A guy that's throwing a shutout. It's got 2 outs here in the 6th. The bases loaded. That's what you come for, Michael, huh?
Let's see what they do. He has not yet signaled. Now he takes the ball. You're right. So I'll go for the lefty against Wells. 2-0 Yankees. Yankees threatening.
Driving the Nissan Rogue with Google built in is like the perfect assist.
Hey Google, add basketball hoop to the shopping list.
See why it's been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 11 years in a row. Drive the award-winning Nissan Rogue today.
Now get a low $249 per month lease on Rogue, or get up to $2,750 total savings on Rogue Rock Creek.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. 9
making that face is going to stay like that.
I'm trying to get my own car insurance.
USAA. Grandpa was in the military. He shared membership with your mom so she could share with you. Easy.
USAA. Check if you're eligible today.
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of select new 2025 Sportage and 2025 Sorrento models.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. By Optimum Fiber. Get Optimum, the fastest fiber internet. Don't say slow for an answer. And by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play. There's Jackie and Rachel Robinson.
Rachel still with us at 102 years old.
On Zerpa.
Yeah, remarkable woman.
With the bases loaded, we'll face Wells. Now I'll get more clarification on how he could step off twice. It's like throwing over twice. Can't do it again. And if he had thrown on one of the step-offs, then that would have been a balk. But he was allowed the 2 step-offs at second base when the clock was running down. The 1-0. 2-0.
Boy, it's a couple good looks from Wells to see his release point and now to be ahead in the count. You just got to fight the urge to try to do too much here.
First time the Yankees have had a runner at third base. Judge is at third. Chisholm at second. Volpe is at first. Zerpa on a relief of Waka. Having some trouble hearing. Doesn't seem to be working. I would think that's a good stall tactic.
I'm thinking the same thing. Can the umpire check that anyway?
Well, the crowd did get pretty loud there.
Yeah.
In this, it's Yankee Stadium.
So big spot, bottom of the 6th, Yankees down 2-0. Wells 2-0 count. Zerpa deals. 3-0, no place to put Austin Wells.
Well, you got to be taken all the way here. You got to make him throw strikes. If he wants to give you a walk, take it.
He took it. That'll force in a run, an RBI for Wells, and it's 2-1 KC.
Well, this is the closest pitch of the count, but still, every once in a while you'll see an umpire with a 3-0 strike zone. That ball was off the plate.
So here's Dominguez batting from the right side. He was 2 for 2 against Waka, batting left-handed. And Zerpa throws a strike.
Go to the breaking ball to try to get a strike right there. Good job by Fermin, the catcher, calling that pitch.
And the lefty rocks and deals. 1-1. Zerpa pitched in all 4 games against the Yankees in last year's American League Division Series. 25 years old, 5th big league season. He's a ground ball heavy left-hander. But he'll take it out here any way he can get it. And the 1-2. Line drive, it's a base hit down the left field line. Chisholm scores. Volpe scores. They're waving home Wells. Wells scores. It's a bases clearing double for Dominguez. And the Yankees have taken a 4-2 lead.
think you've seen Dominguez kind of blossom into what he's supposed to be in this series, in this homestand, defensively and offensively. Hit so hard he knocked his helmet off. But a huge hit, kind of a signature moment for him early in the year to come through in a big situation.
Beat him to the spot, 96 miles an hour, and then hit himself in the head.
You're taking it so smiling down the line now.
Look at him bring the hands in.
Yeah, he really did pull his hands in, but boy, he barreled it, hit him right on the meat of the bat by doing that.
Look at Wells running. Getting it going there. Look like Super Mario coming around third.
So Dominguez 3 for 3. The big question is hitting from the right side, and he did everything right there. And picks up 3 ribbies. Gives the Yankees the lead. He's at second. Here is Peraza. 1-0.
Well, you really can't explain how much confidence hits like this, the defensive plays he's made on this homestand, has changed the way he's even walking out on the field.
Couldn't have gone better the last 2 nights, right?
Yeah.
The defensive part and now the right-handed swing.
Absolutely.
The 2 things that everybody's talking about with him.
I don't know how you do this one, though.
Wow.
Two and 1.
Max Fried feeling pretty good on the bench, too, right now. Wrapping it right around. Whack!
Where'd it go?
The fair foul.
Felt good off the bat. Where is it?
3 and 1 on Peraza. So all of the great work by Waka has been erased. I think he's looking through the ear hole to see where that ball is.
You know, you can listen to the crowd and know that it was something happened good.
Three and 2.
Yeah, back to Max Fried. I mean, he gave up those 2 runs, and then offensively, Yankees had done nothing. But as a great pitcher, what you do, you shut him down, give your shot an offense a chance to have an inning like this.
Swing and a miss as Peraza down on strikes. But the Yankees put up a 4 spot. The big blow by that man, Jason Dominguez, clears the bases with a double and gives the Yankees a 4-2 lead. That one's driven deep to left field. Back-to-back 4 first-inning home runs. Swing and a miss, got him. Strike 3. A grand slam. They've done it again. 3 home runs for Aaron Judge.
Salute to you. What a day.
Swing and a miss. They lived up to their name, the Bronx Bombers, in a big way.
The DQ freezer is opening again for
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees, and by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. And this is a tough sport. You just get this huge hit, a 3-hit night, and you don't get to go back out on the field. The Yankees will replace Dominguez for defense in the 7th inning. And the holdup right now is Grisham's nowhere to be found. Now they get him. So he'll go play center. They'll move Bellinger over the left. And Dominguez's night is over.
Well, so far his night was really good, defensively and offensively. 3 hits on the night and the huge 3-run double.
You know, there's a certain amount of calculus to this move because what you're doing is you're losing his bat in a 2-run game. I mean, if the Royals come back and tie the game, you want Dominguez up again? Now, you're not losing that much because Grisham's been hitting great, but that's the calculus they have to have. How much do we not trust him defensively that we're going to take a bat away from him in a big spot?
Yeah, I think that Aaron Boone has made his mind up that, you know, he's not going to put him in this situation late in the game. But, I mean, he has improved defensively, and I think it's more of a mental thing than anything. He's getting better jumps on the ball. He's making good catches coming in and going back. So I just think he is much more comfortable in left field.
And guys, looking back to last night, he was replaced by Bellinger, and Aaron Boone was asked about it again today, when he's going to feel comfortable with Jason Dominguez late in the game in left field. And you saw the good plays he made yesterday. He made another good play today. He said he likes where he's at right now defensively. He thinks he's getting much better jumps, taking much better routes, to your point, Paul. But right now he wants to take advantage of the bench. And you mentioned it, Grisham has been great at the plate, great defender. And I think Aaron Boone just utilizing that right now late, not putting him in a bad spot. But Michael, you wonder how long that continues and if it ever starts to affect the confidence of Jason Dominguez not finishing out a game.
And Meredith, you also have to think the guy's riding on a cloud right now after that hit. He goes out to left field, he gets all these cheers. I mean, does that come into play at all? That let him soak that in a little, let him feel good about things, but instead he gets taken out for defense. But that's their game plan. 3-0 to Renfroe. Well, David said it. The offense just picked up their ace. You know, he had a 2-0 deficit. Now he's up 4-2. And he misses upstairs, so he walks Renfroe on 4 pitches. Long half inning on the bench, but he'll take it to get the 4 runs. At this point, no one's warming in the Yankee bullpen, but they're stirring out there right now. As Mark Leiter Jr.
Well, Fried with only 83 pitches, so you know, he's not at the end of the rope if he can get some outs here.
Curveball drops in there for a strike. Melendez touched up Fried for a home run in the 3rd inning, and then grounded to second in the 4th. And that one is ripped into center field. On the run is Grisham. Oh, he makes the play. He took an extra base hit away from Melendez.
All right, let's take everything you said back, Michael. What a play in center field. Wow. And Dominguez likes it, too. I tell you, off the bat, I thought this had a chance to go. This ball was hammered. You can't say enough about how easy Grisham makes plays look. This isn't an easy play. This was a hard hit line drive. You're on a dead sprint out there. Fried knows.
Let's see Aaron Boone step out of the dugout. Look up here at Michael.
I'll try it. Like Bobby Valentine in Shea Stadium.
Yes, yeah.
Pointing at the
Bobby
fans.
would have done that.
And that's exactly what he would say. That's why we did that.
Hey, it's a great argument, great debate all the way around. Certainly valid points. And Grisham, little gold out there too. But potential Gold Glover.
You know, Michael, I wasn't part of the debate team. If we're going to debate up, I just want to let you know.
You know what? I assume that.
That wasn't one of my things. I don't know why.
One and two.
And Aaron Boone knows that from his broadcasting career. He knows these are the questions that need to be asked and talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Weaver has now joined Mark Leiter Jr. in the Yankee bullpen. Curveball, swing and a miss. 2 down.
You ever see an over-the-top curveball kind of back up? Watch this. This actually kind of goes away at the end. And a swing and a miss.
Look at that spin on that curveball.
Here's Kevin Biggio. We're in the 7th.
This is a great matchup for Fried to get out of this inning. Biggio up there, lefty on lefty.
(2-0) on Biggio. Was 0 for 2 against Fried. Cruz and Schreiber up for the Royals. We're in the top of the 7th. The Yankees up 4-2. 3-0 on Biggio.
A little surprising there. Went back to the breaking ball, huh?
You can't help but think when you're on the mound now, the last thing you want to do is make a mistake and leave something up that will tie this game. See there, even a two-seamer, 3-0. He kind of backdoored a little sinker. He's just not going to give in.
And he misses outside to walk Biggio. So 2 walks in the inning. Boone tells Wells to go out and talk. Give the bullpen a little bit more time.
Yeah, he's probably done for the night. But you could just see it. I've been there. I know how he's feeling. You can't make a mistake here. You know that you got a 2-run lead, but one little hanger and it's tie Wago. That's when you kind of pull that 4-seamer off the plate like he just did. You kind of hang on to it to guide it just a bit.
Well, before this inning, he had not walked a batter. So he'll finish with 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. He's allowed 2 runs. The runners on base are his responsibility. Here comes Boone. He will take the ball from Fried. So Fried throws 94 pitches. No signal's been made yet. Now there it is.
The first signal, he said, "I got it." And Aaron Boone had his mind made up. We'll see how the pen picks him up. Going to break.
Sage pitching decisions, and it is Max Fried, and he was good tonight. Gave up a couple early, but kept him right there and threw everything. Signature curveball, got a lot of spin on it. He can cut it in on you. He's got some weapons. Little disappointed at the end, but he did his job.
Amazing start against Detroit. Another strong start here tonight. 6 2/3, 5 hits. While the runners on base is responsibility. And they bring in Weaver to try to get out of the jam here in the 7th. The Yankees lead 4-2. Seven 2/3 innings for Luke.
Go from blinded by the light to Dreamweaver right here.
Yes.
See if he can pick him up.
And a strike to Michael Garcia.
Well, Garcia, one of the few guys swinging the bat pretty well. 281 now. A couple home runs, 9 RBIs. So Weaver's got to be careful.
Grounded to Volpe. They get the force at second, and Weaver does the job. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Fried likes what he sees. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead the Royals 4-2, but we're going to stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Air Force Master Sergeant Robert Rittenauer from Brown Mills, New Jersey, who served in Operation Desert Storm. The Yankees say thank you, Robert, for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. Throw the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
You know what? As pro as Jack is, he probably changed suits from here to there.
You know what? He might have. He might have. Ben Rice going to lead off. Ford scoreboard, Yankees lead 4-2. Let me throw this one at you about Dominguez. He comes in He's talking to one of the athletic trainers. Could he have rung his bell by hitting the back of his helmet?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, it looked like it kind of just, the bat grazed it and kind of knocked it forward.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, you know, when you're that pumped up, you wouldn't know if anything hurt anyway, believe me.
The 1-1. 2-1. I'm looking at the little one behind Judge on the on-deck circle. Happier with the little stuffed toy or that
yeah, that's a
close to
toss.
Judge?
Well, he seemed to be staring at Judge more than the stuffed toy. So,
oh, what a play by Massey. And he takes a base hit away from Rice. Massey flashing the leather.
It's 102 off the bat. That's smoked. Excellent range. Outstanding play.
Well, that's going to do it for Zerpa. With Judge coming up, a right-hander coming in. April 15th, 1947, that man changed sports. He didn't just break the color barrier. He broke down the door for all of the greats to follow. These men might not have had careers if not for Jackie Robinson, some of the greatest players who have ever played baseball in the history of this wonderful sport, all made possible by Jackie Robinson, allowing people of a different color to play this game. And today, we honor him. Steven Cruz takes over, the right-hander against Judge. One 1-0. Be the third game for Cruz. Cruz was called up Friday. Hunter Harvey went on the IL with a teres major strain. Judge 2 hits today against Waka, hitting .381. Three and 0. See if Judge has the green light here in the bottom of the 7th. It takes 97 miles an hour. And Judge walks, so on base 3 more times. He's on first with one out. That brings up Bellinger. Cody's struggling. 0 for 3 today, and he's 1 for his last 16 with 8 strikeouts during that stretch. It's really hard to judge Bellinger in the early going. He's been dealing with a back issue. There was the game that he missed because of food poisoning. So he hasn't really gotten himself going in a steady pace, and obviously looking to find it.
Kind of another example about spring training numbers.
Yeah.
There's nobody swinging the bat better in spring training than Bellinger. And really, his bat speed, the underlying metrics are still there. So he continues to hit the ball hard and get good at bats. His numbers will be there.
2-1.
The more you break down, if you put his average numbers and what he can do for this team defensively, I mean, he's such a good fit here. But there's always a little transition period coming to the Yankees, especially when you're playing in a stadium where, in the city your father played, and you grew up in the playroom.
Three and one on Bellinger. And there's ball 4. Support America's military and first responder heroes. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. And a quick trip out to the mound. Do you guys remember this day in 1998? The Yankees had to play at Shea Stadium because a beam collapsed at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. We played the Angels, right?
Played the Angels, and David Wells pitched well, and Darryl Strawberry hit a home run.
Yeah.
Because it was at Shea Stadium. The apple started to rise and then went down very quickly.
Just took a peek, right?
Yes,
took a peek and went back.
Was that Straw?
That was
and then he went back down.
And here it is. He knew how to rise to the occasion.
We talked about that buggy whip swing he had, and there's the apple.
That was Straw.
Reverse.
I do remember that. I think we dressed here and just jumped on the bus and drove over there.
Yeah, it was like Little League style. He left your uniform on after the game, got on the bus.
Goldschmidt pops it up behind the plate. Fermin gives it a look. It's out of play. Now, speaking of that 1998 team, the Yankees against the Royals in the regular season of late, they're 160-67. That's a .705 winning percentage, and if you work that out to a 162 game season, they won 114 games like you did in 1998.
That's pretty good.
High fly ball, shallow center. Garcia almost overran it. Out number 2. Hey, tomorrow night on Prime, watch Aaron Judge and the Yankees take on the Royals in the series finale. Don't miss a minute of Yankees coverage beginning at 6:30. Again, it's only on Prime. David, you look at the way Waka pitched. 2 outs, runner on first base in the 6th inning, and it looked like he pitched around Chisholm, and then everything kind of tumbled off the table after that.
Yeah, he got real deliberate. Was trying to kind of really start to spot his pitches.
So he loses Chisholm in that at bat. Then he loses Volpe. Then they take him out of the game. He was pitching great up to that point.
Yeah, it got to the point, if you look back at some of the Yankee hitters started to take that changeup that was close to the strike zone, and he started digging himself a hole. And like you said, Coney, he's not the type of pitcher that's going to give in.
No, Anthony Volpe had a good at-bat there, and that's the guy he wanted. Waka pitched around Chisholm to get to Volpe. I mean, veteran pitchers, you think like that. We saw Max Fried do the same thing. I can't give up a home run. That one mistake can ruin my day. One bad pitch. after all that work to get to this point. And you can't help but start to kind of just guide it in there a bit, not worry about making a mistake.
And it does happen. I mean, look what happened to Rodon the other day.
Yep.
He made that one mistake, and that's the game. So you don't want to make that. You avoid that mistake at all costs. And sometimes you get too careful. 2-1 on Chisholm. 2-2. Strike 3. Chisholm down looking. So Cruz works out of trouble. Yankees strand 2. We go to the 8th inning. Time for the Allstate Good Hands replay. How about these hands on Trent Grisham Jr.?
Well, the thing about Trent Grisham is that he's always had gold on that glove. He gets great routes, great jumps, and is so calm and cool and collected out there. Never panicked there.
Yeah,
Ran right to the spot.
Never looks like he's in a rush defensively, and that's hard to do. And when you get put in for defense, in my mind, there's nothing you can. You're supposed to make the plays. The only thing you can do is mess up, and it's just like pinch hitting. You're just coming off the bench to make a play like that. I mean, that was impressive.
1-1 on Bobby Witt. You think he's going handlebar?
A little butch wax on there, and if he's going to do that, right?
A little upturn there, right?
A little Raleigh fingers look.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
The further out there, the more you like things.
Yes. Got to blaze your own trail.
1-2. Fly ball right field. Judge back. Now comes in. Witt retired. One down. The Home Depot getting it done pitching matchup. Tomorrow, Chris Bubich has a great ERA, 0.96, 21 strikeouts in 18 2/3. And Clark Schmidt, his first start of the year coming off the IL. Last year, 2.85 ERA. Coverage will begin at 6:30 on Prime. Tune in.
Kind of jumped the gun with my tweet today.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're just giving people a head start, you know.
But I was wondering, I saw that, right? And I knew what happened. Now, what do you think is worse? What you did or Paul, the last prime game, he sent the tweet out in the 7th inning of the game.
Well, I just wanted to make sure they were missing a good one. They better tune in. Forgot to hit send.
Michael, 2 wrongs don't make a right over there.
I guess not, as Pasquantino runs out to Grisham. All right, it's time to name that Yankee. Those are the clues. Now, I know it. I think you know it, David.
Yeah, it's Big John Mayberry, and he was awesome. Actually, his son, John Mayberry Jr., also went to my high school in Kansas City, Rockhurst High School, and ended up making it to the big leagues. But Big John was huge for the Royals back then. Power hitter, good eye.
Yeah, I don't remember the other teams, but I do remember I loved to watch him because, you know, he was kind of like the Willie McCovey type. When he got a hold of one, there was no doubt about it.
1975, he finished 2nd in the MVP voting. He was kind of a new school guy back in the old school because he had a great eye. He had 100 walks a year regularly.
The old days right there.
You get a bud when you hit a home run back then, huh?
Just had a quick cup of coffee with the Yankees. 15 big league seasons, 2-time All-Star with the Royals. In 1975 with the Royals, look at that season. He was the AL MVP runner-up to the Red Sox, Fred Lynn.
That's Freddie Lynn's rookie year, wasn't it?
0-2 on Salvador Perez. Weaver deals. Swing and a miss on the change. Weaver looking sharp. Retires Kansas City in order. 1, 2, 3. I wonder if he enjoyed that butt.
It's for you, Michael.
Now let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. And who better to have the coverage cam on than Jack Roosevelt Robinson. Seminal figure in the civil rights movement, breaking the color barrier in baseball, opening doors for so many. And you had to find a player who had the patience and the fortitude to do what he did and also be a great player. And he covered all the bases. Volpe takes a strike from Evan Sisk.
I don't think you would have liked to face this guy.
Little sidearm.
Looking at that crossfire.
Yeah, that's
slinging it in there.
Some guys now are, wow, much more fun in the booth than in the box.
Big walk by Volpe in that 6th inning. That was the last batter that Waka faced. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Anthony Volpe with a leadoff single. Yankees hockey jersey night is back for 2025. Come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, April 25th when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees hockey jersey courtesy of DKNY. Tickets going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. They brought a couple up today, and they're really, really nice.
Kind of liking it?
Yeah. Well, since the Rangers and the Islanders season's over, that might be the only hockey we get.
I was going to say, there's no playoff hockey here this
Well,
year.
the Devils, they made it.
Didn't they do basketball jerseys last year?
Yes.
Hockey this year?
They got one coming out with Jazz. They got a basketball jersey coming out, too.
And here's the hockey jersey that they brought up to
What it looks like.
Let's see right there.
If you're going to wear that, you got to lose some teeth.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
He goes around 2-1. Wells had that big walk in the 6th inning against Serpa, and that forced in a run. And then the bases clearing double by Dominguez down the left field line. Williams and Leiter. Volpe dancing off first. Well, this is a game plan you see all of the teams doing. You want to have lefties in the bullpen late in the game. You're going to bring in your lefties to try to counteract the Yankees' lefty-heavy lineup. Ripped. Foul.
Is this a situation where you just try to stay in there, Paulie, keep that shoulder in, keep from
Yeah,
bailing?
it's a sidearm. I mean, anything inside. He's had no problem getting to the inside pitch, but yeah, you have to protect that outside corner from that delivery.
Swing and a miss. Gets him on the slider. One away. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Mohegan Sun. Something's always happening at Mohegan. By Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Untuckit. Find the perfect fit today at Untuckit.com or more than 80 stores worldwide. So here's Trent Grisham. His first at bat since coming in to play center field.
Wow,
Paul, dig in.
Way down. Yeah, I'm bailing up here. But again, at some point with that delivery, you know he's going to throw a breaking ball that's going to go away from you. And that's the ball you really have to cover.
Two 2-0. Grisham's off to a great start. 343, 4 home runs, 10 ribbies. I asked Boone today on the field, I said, was there a concerted effort to get Grisham to swing earlier in the count? And he goes, no. Why? And I said, well, he's swinging at first pitches. He never did that. And he goes, oh, isn't it about the same? But we have stats that say he's much different than he was last year.
Yeah.
So he's come upon this himself. It wasn't something that the Yankees pushed.
He's much more aggressive. And, you know, getting off to a good start helps, too. You feel like swinging the bat.
And Boone puts a lot of the onus on himself. He said, you know, he didn't play a lot last year. He said, so he never really got into sync. He said, we never really got a chance to play him that much. And I think he is really dedicated to getting him in the lineup.
Well, I remember Meredith telling us about Grisham having a much better frame of mind this year, working with a psychiatrist or some sort of a mental coach.
Runner goes. The throw bobbled, or the pitch bobbled by Fermin, so a stolen base for Volpe.
How about Volpe's second of the year? And see, he times it. A good job by Grissom. Once you hear runners in motion, take the pitch, let him steal the base. Now much easier to score from second base.
And Grisham works a walk against the tough lefty.
You give Volpe credit on that one, too, because dancing around there distracted him.
Well, let's check out the upcoming schedule brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Tomorrow's the finale of this series. It's on Prime. Then Thursday's on Prime as well, as the Yankees start 4 at Steinbrenner Field against the Rays. Then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be on, yes, the Volpe dancing out there. And the Yankees have a 7-game road trip that finishes in Cleveland on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah, I think he was going on that pitch, Coney, and he just, didn't time that little hop thing that he does. So he's trying to time him first. He got off too far.
You could hear the infielders were telling him to step off in the middle of his delivery.
One and one on Peraza. Peraza got the start today against the righty because of the reverse splits with Waka, because that would be a start against a righty that Oswaldo Cabrera would be in there. But again, it's the reverse splits that got him.
The numbers monster?
The numbers monster. Sounds like a broken bat, foul ball, and he did break his bat. He'll get another.
And certainly defense at third matters with Max Fried on the mound starting. It's not quite Andy Pettit-like, but you know you're going to get some action down there, and he did early.
Swing and a miss. Peraza down on strikes.
You have such a tendency, I know as a lefty when you're facing a sidearm, or this is vice versa, to kind of dive. And you almost jam yourself because you're diving out at the arm angle, and you're covering the ball away. But if it comes in on you at all, you kind of tie yourself up.
Runners dancing, both of them. And the pitch inside to Rice, and it's a balk.
Yeah, that's all on Anthony Volpe. I mean, this whole at bat, he has been trying to time that. I think he was going again, and it just, he's not timing it. But he got a balk out of it.
Yeah, he didn't come to set, right, David?
I think it might have been more of a flinch. That's a flinch.
Yeah, that was a flinch right there. That's a good pickup.
So second and third. The running game has really discombobulated Sisk right here.
And if you're Anthony Volpe, you might just take off down the line, try to make some noise, see if you can get another balk.
And he has some room to do that because the third baseman Biggio is way off the line.
If ever there was a time.
Yeah.
On Jackie Robinson Day.
Now I believe there's just one ball. It's not 2-2 because the pitch that was delivered with the balk does not count. That was a pitch out of the strike zone, so I believe it's 1-2. Yes. He's collecting friends, Judge. He really is. As Rice goes down on strikes. Yankees strand 2. We go to the 9th. They'll try to close it out.
if Mr. Rickey could have been here with us today, but to the members of the family, my entire love and gratitude for the things that he's done over the years. And I also want to say how pleased I am that my family can be here this afternoon, and to thank baseball for the tremendous opportunities that it has presented to me, and also for this thrilling afternoon. I'm extremely proud and pleased to be here this afternoon, but must admit I'm going to be tremendously more pleased and more proud when I look at that third base coaching line one day and see a black face managing in baseball. Thank you very much.
Well, that was Jackie's last public appearance before Game 2 of the 1972 World Series, and he was in ill health, and he died 9 days after that appearance at the age of 53. If he would have lived till 1975, he would have seen the first black manager, Frank Robinson, player-manager for the then Cleveland Indians. Devin Williams on to try to close this out. Starts off Massey with the ball, 1-0. Two and 0. Massey 0 for 3. Yankees trying to nail down the win for the team and for Max Fried. Gets the fastball by him, 2-1. Drive to right field. Judge back. He's on the track, and he'll make the play leaning up against the wall. Out number 1.
Well, Williams is going to learn that in on lefties when you're behind in the count at Yankee Stadium, not a good place to be. Aaron Judge able to pull it in right at the wall. Let's see. Off the end of the bat, just enough.
Here's Renfroe. And a strike. Bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Williams pitched yesterday, 15 pitches, so in today. So Weaver's pitched 2 days in a row as well now. You know, each of Williams' outings have been a little bit sweaty, and I really truly believe that a generation of fans was spoiled by Mariano Rivera, whereas there was no sweat. It was easy. If he blew the save, it was going to be in a hurry, and most of the time he didn't, and it was in a hurry. And I think many fans think, well, that's what a closer does. Well, most closers are not like that. 2 or more batters reach base in 4 of the 6 games that Devin has pitched in this season. One and 2.
Imagine, Coney, and you can touch on your changeup. I mean, if you're talking about breaking balls, fastball, it's all your release point. Your changeup seems to me like it's almost more grip oriented than anything, huh?
It's grip oriented. It's being able to navigate that movement. Look at the tremendous movement he gets on that air bending changeup. So being able to throw for a strike, being able to just miss when you're ahead in the count, overall command of that pitch.
Right back to Williams. He snares it. And out away. And after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Royals down to their final out. There's MJ Melendez. Clark Schmidt will get the start tomorrow, his first one of 2025. 1-0. Melendez with a home run against Fried in the third. We saw Dominguez, who got the big hit for the Yankees, turn a 2-1 deficit into a 4-2 lead. And they've been protecting that since the bottom of the 6th inning. Strike away.
Right at the bottom of the strike zone. At 96 was his fastball before, and then a good changeup where you get the call. Get you in a position where you can end this game right here.
An announced crowd of 41,601, most of them standing. The Yankees are an out away. A strike away. Two and two. Four, 6-0 for the Yankees. 2-5-1 for Kansas City. From the first base side of the rubber, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. A W for the Yankees. They make it 2 in a row, 4-2 over the Royals. Jason Dominguez with the big blow, a bullet double to clear the bases and give the Yankees a 4-2 lead that they held on to for the victory. And that's Williams' first 1-2-3 inning of the season. Picks up his third save, and the Yankees win again.
Honestly, I think this is one of their better wins of the season. Max Fried did a great job, and did he turn the corner tonight? Jason Dominguez, in my mind, he possibly did. A good win, team win for the Yankees.
Yeah, they came back and picked up their ace, Max Fried, who pitched like an ace. Luke Weaver, solid as a rock in 1 1/3, and Devin Williams, easy peasy in the 9th. He's been waiting for that one.
Well, we've got so much more to do. We've got awards to give out, and then we have the post-game show as well. Yankees win 4-2, 2 in a row against the Royals.
Hyundai Elantra for $160